Hi guys, good evening. Hello, good evening. Hi. Hello, good evening. Happy Monday. This is Tiffany, 100 Plus. I wanted to jump on tonight because I know you've all been asking for a Tuti update. I know, I'm sorry. It's been a crazy week. 2 weeks to say the least. So I figured I would jump on right now while I had some time at home to give you guys an update on our beautiful Tuti and how she's doing. So now that I am clear and everybody's on, let me just show you the lady of the hour, which is not me. Hi, sweetheart. Hi, sweetheart. Hello. Yes, I am. I am in a cage. I am actually in Tuti's pen. I am in my bedroom. If you all have been following her story, you know that she has a pen in my bedroom, right next to my bed. See, my bed is right there. My babies, Gunner, and our 100 Plus baby, Cloud, keeping a watchful eye over Tuti. Tanya's probably under the bed. But I wanted to jump on and just kind of tell you guys how she's doing. I'll recap a little bit for anybody who might not know her story. So we saved her from Miami-Dade Animal Services Kill Shelter. She was brought in by her owners, and she was a request for euthanasia by her owners. They denied the request and sent out a blast to all of the rescues in the area asking, that is not this Tuti, that is another Tuti of ours that sadly gained her angel wings. That Tuti we rescued several years ago, and she had a wonderful life with her mommy. But this Tuti is still here and still fighting. Hi. Hey, honey. So we saw her picture. I was actually at Rescue House 2, and Amy opened the email and saw her picture, and she showed it to me, and we both looked at each other, and we were like, we got to get her. So she immediately put the hold in. We had no place for her to go. We had no idea what we were going to do with her when we got her. But we placed the hold. We got the hold. I ran down to Miami to pick her up. When I got down there, they informed me that the owner requested euthanasia because they could not get her to eat. She was shockingly emaciated when I saw her. I couldn't believe how thin she was. We, of course, rushed her to Blue Pearl Specialist Hospital to have her checked out, and they immediately did an x-ray, which was kind of inconclusive, and then the amazing Dr. Cannon happened to be there and did an emergency ultrasound on her and came out and told me that she was 100% blocked by something. We didn't know what it was at the time, and that she would need to have emergency surgery that night. They immediately got her on IV fluids and pain meds and everything. They called the surgeon in, Dr. Woolery, who performed the surgery, and we found out that she had eaten and ingested an entire corn cob. So at some point in time when she was with her other owners, she ate a corn cob, and then she was 100% blocked, which means she probably had diarrhea for a few days. Then she probably started vomiting everything that she tried to eat or drink. And then she started to lose weight. Now, for her to get as emaciated as she was, she didn't eat for quite some time. And her owners just watched her deteriorate like that, which is just unspeakable. So she had the surgery, and she was released from the hospital. She went home with Zoe for a couple of days, and Zoe just had a lot on her plate and a lot of dogs and just a lot going on at the time. So I said that I would take her into my house, because my house is very calm, very quiet. And she came to my house 2 weeks ago Wednesday. And the night that she was here, she got up. She was laying just like this, calm, serene, comfortable. And she got up and looked at me. I was laying in the bed and started barking. And I didn't think much of it. I just thought she was talking to me. She went, got some water, and then walked back to her bed. And I noticed on her pee pads that she had a little tiny pink spot. And then I saw a second pink spot. So I got up, I came in here, I looked. She at the time had a pretty bad upper respiratory infection, so she was leaking from her nose. So I checked her nose, I checked her mouth. I wasn't sure where it was coming from. And then the last thing I did, because I really, honestly, not even going to lie, didn't even think about her incision at the time. I lifted her 2 front legs up and looked at her belly, and probably about the size of this nipple was hanging out of her incision. I didn't know what it was at the time. I just know it was something that was supposed to be inside, and it was poking outside. So I freaked out, of course. I picked her up, jumped in my car, called Amy, told her I was rushing to the hospital, called the hospital, told them I was rushing to get her there. By the time I had gotten her to the hospital, when I first looked at it, it was sticking out like this much, maybe. By the time I got her to the hospital, it was sticking out that much. And I'm only like 15 minutes away from the hospital. So, needless to say, they took a picture. They brought her in the hospital. They took a picture. They sent it to Dr. Woolery, who did her first surgery. She was not in at the time, but she raced back in to the hospital to get her immediately on the operating table again. Tuti, excuse me. Honey, I want to see your face. Nobody wants to see the back of your head. Hey, Mommy. Hey. Let me see. Let me see face. There it is. There it is. Here, you want your bone? You want your bone? So Dr. Woolery rushed back into the hospital. I know, honey. Got her on the table, did a second emergency surgery. She said when she opened her outside sutures that were holding her skin closed, she was in complete shock. Her entire abdominal wall had dehisced, completely opened up. Her body totally rejected, and it had completely opened. And she said when she opened her outside sutures on her skin, everything was right there. Her bowels, her intestines, her stomach, everything was right there at the skin level. She said it looked very, very angry. She couldn't believe it. She, oh, Mommy. She cleaned out her abdomen, flushed it out. She checked the incision site on her bowel and on her intestine to make sure that those sutures were in place and were holding. She checked it and rechecked it, and she said that those were fine. It was just her abdominal wall that had rejected the suture material and had dehisced. She quadruple sutured her abdominal wall after she had taken a biopsy of her abdominal wall. She thought, because of the way it looked and because it's not very common for it to happen, she wanted to take a biopsy and send it out. So after her second surgery, I brought her home. A couple of days after that, she called me to let me know that she got the biopsy results back, and she had a very nasty, very resistant, strange strand of bacteria that was resistant to pretty much every antibiotic. So she had to prescribe this specific antibiotic, which is very dangerous for humans. And we started her on that antibiotic, and less than 48 hours after we started her on that antibiotic, Tuti was laying here, comfortable, as she is so often. Hey, what are you doing? What are you licking? What are you licking? Your foot? And all of a sudden, she again sat up, looked at me, started barking, and this time she basically went from here in the bed and flew out of the bed onto the floor here in the pen, and she started having a seizure. She was flat on her side, her legs were going, all of the, stop licking your paws, honey, all of the mucus and everything that was in her nose and her nasal sinus cavity all was running down her face. It was a very quick seizure. By the time I got off the bed and got in the pen and had her in my arms, she had stopped seizing, but of course I picked her up. I ran downstairs, I got her in the car, called Amy on the way to the hospital. Amy met me there, and they took her immediately into the back again. Luckily, Dr. Woolery was there and checked all of her vital signs and made sure that she was okay. And then when Dr. Woolery came out to let us know that she was okay, indeed, that she was okay, and she was neurologically sound and had no lasting effects and everything like that, she came out and told us that that was not Tuti's first seizure, that she had a seizure after her first surgery while she was in the hospital. We didn't know that at the time. We didn't know that when we picked her up the first time that she had had a seizure. It was news to us, but it did make us feel a little bit better, that maybe it was due to anesthesia, because, stop licking your paw. I'm giving you a break from the cone, but if you keep licking your paw, okay? No licking the paw. I'm gonna cover it. Yeah, I'm gonna cover it all up. Sorry guys. So I'm sorry I'm taking way too long to tell a story. I said in the beginning that I was going to recap for everybody because this is just an update on Tuti, because she is in my home and doing well. So I wanted to recap for anybody that might be new or anybody that might have missed part of the story. So as I was saying, it was not the medications that were giving her the seizure as we originally thought, because we had just started those antibiotics. Dr. Woolery stated that she was a horrible candidate for surgery. She was emaciated, she was malnourished, her blood pressure was in the tank, and really just not a good candidate for surgery once, much less twice. but we had absolutely no choice. If we wanted to save her life, we had to do surgery. So Dr. Woolery believes that the seizure was probably due to her very, very low blood pressure before and during surgery that kind of made her heart maybe misfire. And then, of course, when you are not getting blood to your brain with the oxygen levels, it could sometimes cause a quick neurologic event. So we are hoping that that is all it was. She has not had another seizure since last Wednesday. So this coming Wednesday will be 1 week seizure free. I know, honey. And this coming Wednesday night into early Thursday morning will be her 2 weeks from her second surgery date, which means she will be able to get her staples out, which I am very, very excited for. And I know she is too. But of course, that won't be the end of her medical journey. Once we get her staples out, she will have to go to the vet. She needs to have her ears addressed. She's got some bad ear infections. Also, she is a bulldog. So, of course, we know they are notorious for skin issues. That's why she's licking at her paws. But she also has, I know she's kind of tucked in here, she has a corkscrew tail. So there are a lot of folds and a lot of crevices back there in her tail. And she definitely has a little bit of an infection going on there. She's definitely yeasty back there and itchy and uncomfortable. So we are definitely going to have to address that as well. What's she doing, honey bunny? Her sinus infection, yes, is much better. Dr. Woolery said that this new antibiotic that they were putting her on to fight the bacteria in her gut would also help with the sinus infection. So she definitely is breathing better. We are very lucky that her upper respiratory infection was all kind of contained to her sinuses and not in her lungs. Every time she was at the vet with Dr. Woolery, both surgeries and the seizure, she checked her lungs and said that her lungs were completely clear. She heard no crackling. She heard no sign of infection in her lungs. So it was all kind of contained to her sinuses. But it is clearing up with these new antibiotics that she's been on. She is 3 years old. I see people are yelling at me for taking too long again. I'm sorry. I just wanted to recap and go over her story again and tell you all how she's doing since day one. She does get up and go outside. She is completely potty trained. She has only had an accident one time since I've had her here, and it was the first night when I had gotten her here and her abdominal wall had opened, so I'm sure that probably had something to do with it. But she has not had a single accident. She's totally potty trained. She does go outside on leash to do her business. And yesterday, actually, and I know you guys will probably laugh at me, but we get excited about poop here in the rescue. And yesterday she had her very first real, solid, good poopies. So that was a very exciting day. I did a little happy dance and I cheered and I was very excited for her, and she looked at me like I had 4 heads. But it's exciting because she's had diarrhea the entire time, which is expected when you have had a massive obstruction and been 100% blocked for a very, very long time and had your intestines and bowels punctured. It's very, very understandable that she would have diarrhea. But yesterday she had her first very, very normal poopies. So I was very excited about that. Hi, honey. Okay, good. Some of you haven't heard all this. Good, I am glad. Her age, I'm going to see if I can answer some of your questions while I'm on here. Her age is 3 years old. According to the owners who surrendered her to Miami-Dade, they said she was 3 years old. What's she doing? What's she doing, Mommy? Where's your bone? Where's your bone? Do you want this one? Want this one? Do you like this one? Do you want that one? No. I'm trying to see if there was any other questions that maybe I didn't see as they went by. But yes, she is 3 years old. She is set to get her staples out from her second emergency surgery, either Wednesday or Thursday. I'm going to talk to Dr. Woolery tomorrow to see if she wants to take them out Wednesday or leave them in one more day on Thursday and take them out. But her upper respiratory infection is doing well. Hi, honey. Let me see. What do you want? Yes, her facial expressions are adorable. Nicole, I've been part of 100 Plus just about 8 years. This is kind of bedtime for her, so she's not actually lethargic. She is still on meds that kind of make her a little sleepy. She's on gabapentin for pain, which tends to, make them a little bit tired. She's also on trazodone because she has had to stay so calm for 2 weeks. It was so very important because her abdominal wall had completely opened and dehisced in the past. We needed to really make sure that she stayed completely calm and completely contained, so we didn't run the risk of anything happening to her again. So she needed to be on trazodone as well to keep her calm, and she is on gabapentin for pain. She is also on, God, I should have probably looked up the name of the medication. She's on another medication that makes sure that everything from her stomach gets pushed through her intestines, through her bowel, and out of her body. It just makes sure that everything is working and doing what it's supposed to be doing. She is on that medication 3 times a day. She's on the antibiotic 3 times a day. She is on the gabapentin 3 times a day. She gets a little Serenia once a day because it's a lot of medications. What are you doing, honey? What you doing? What you doing? She is definitely feeling better because she is getting spunky. Yesterday, I kind of gave her some free roam downstairs in my living room. I left my dogs up here and let her kind of roam around the living room. And she was scratching her butt against my couch. She was stretching and rolling around on my rug downstairs. So she's definitely feeling better, which is wonderful to see. Let me see. I'm just going to scroll through to see if there are any questions. I do have the donate button live on here because, as I stated, she's not done with her journey as of yet. We are going to have to take her to the vet once she is healed from all the surgeries. She has some skin issues that we have to address. She's got to have her ears looked at. She's got to have her tail looked at. Again, I don't know if you can see because it's kind of tucked. She's got like a corkscrew tail that is very yeasty, and I think she's got an infection, so it's very itchy for her. So we're going to have to address that, which is very common with the Bulldog breed if you know the breed. They are notorious for skin issues. They have to be kept very clean. They have to be kept very dry. You've got to clean out their folds. So she still has quite a few vet visits to go. So that is why I have the donate link live on this video if you'd like to make a donation towards her ongoing care and, of course, our ongoing mission. I know she's got the best squishy face. Let me see. I'm just scrolling through, guys, to see if there was any other questions. Being with her 24/7, do you notice an improvement? Yes, I do. I do. As I stated in the last day, she has gotten a little spunky. She has wanted to play. She'll try to jump up on my leg and she'll paw at me, which she has not done in the past. She will grab her bones and want to chew on her bones. So I see that as a very big improvement for her. What you doing, Mommy? What you doing? What you doing? Are you stretching? Are you stretching? What? What's your sweet girl? That's a sweet girl. Let me see. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to scroll to see if there was any other questions. I don't think there's anything specifically wrong with her paws. I just think they're a little yeasty. It's okay. It's okay. Which again is quite common with the Bulldog breed. She has gained weight. When I took her when she had the seizure, back up, Cloud. When I took her when she had the seizure, the doctor said she gained 3 pounds from when she had her second emergency surgery. Cloud, watch out. She doesn't want you over here. Go lay down. Go lay down, baby. Hey, honey. Yes, she's gained weight. She is fixed. Dr. Woolery did spay her during the first surgery. So she is now spayed because she was not. And by the looks of her nipples, they had used her for breeding at one point in time. Hi, Mommy. Sorry, guys. I'm just scrolling to see if there are any other questions. No more seizures, guys. She only had the one that we knew of here, and then they told us about the first one she had at the hospital after her first surgery. She has gained weight. She is doing well. She cannot stay with me, Tina. No, she is just a foster till she is healthy enough to go to her forever loving home. I have my Phil here with my babies. She does walk. She walks great on a leash. She is spayed. She was not put on any seizure meds, guys. It was a very, very short seizure, and like I said, Dr. Woolery believes it was due to her blood pressure being so low and her being malnourished and having to go under anesthesia and having to endure surgery. And luckily, she has not had another one. Wednesday will be a week. So, cross our fingers that she continues to be going in the right direction. What, honey? I know. I know. And I will continue to update you guys whenever I can. As I said, she will be going back to Dr. Woolery to get her to get her abdomen checked out either Wednesday or Thursday. And now that she's rolled over, you can see that's quite a large incision. On such a tiny little belly. And as you can see, they definitely used her for breeding in the past. But she will go and Dr. Woolery will decide if she is stable enough and her abdominal wall is stable enough to have the staples removed either Wednesday or Thursday of this week. So 48 hours to go. And then hopefully we can take the cone off, we can get her ears addressed, her tail addressed, her toes addressed, and give her some more freedom to act like a regular dog. But I just wanted to give you guys a quick update. Sorry. All my words are running together. A quick update on her, and as I said, I will update you when I can, probably Wednesday or Thursday, hopefully with good news that she has had her staples removed. We are going to go to bed now. Thank you for listening. I am sorry if it was long-winded for some of you. I didn't see the comments, but I saw plenty of you guys having my back, so I appreciate that. And I also see that we raised $600 as we were talking, so thank you guys for that. As I said, she is not out of the woods completely yet as far as medical goes. So if you would like to donate towards her ongoing medical care, the donate link is there, and we would greatly appreciate it. And of course, it is also going towards our ongoing mission to save more dogs like the gorgeous Tuti. So thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for your continued love and support. And Tuti says, night night. I gotta go sleepies now. Okay. Thank you all again. This is Tiffany and Tuti, 100 plus abandoned dogs of Everglades, Florida.